All right, folks, we finally have the U-Trip Reckless, by far our most requested bat right now. Can this thing join the ranks of the Supra, the Dub, the Hype Fire, the Icon? I'm hearing from Marucci that this is, in their opinion, the hottest bat they have ever made, period. So we will find out. I do think this is actually going to be the only composite bat we see from Marucci all year. I'm pretty sure the USA bats are all alloy. The BB Core bats are fire, by the way. Marucci is so freaking back in BB Core. Those are all alloy, but for U-Trip, guys, composite is still king, and we're going to find out if this is the new way to go in U-Trip. That would be crazy. I think U-Trip composite is the most competitive space in the entire bat world, so let's go. So this will be a little two-part video. Number one, I simply want to find out, is the Reckless indeed hotter out of the wrapper, as Marucci is saying, and just overall more responsive than last year's really good bat, by the way, the Cat X2 Composite? Is it even worth it to spend the extra money on this guy, or should you just go ahead and get the current GOAT of U-Trip, the Supra? So, if the Marucci can prove to us that it is at least better than last year's, we will go inside and do a big showdown against the Supra. So here we go. Yeah, this is a wonderful bat. It's crazy how much this got overshadowed. Little check swing for 100 there. This thing was so good, it just got overshadowed by, again, so many good U-Trip bats. That's on the roof easily. Oh my gosh. Hit the cable up there. Bro, what? 112, 448. All right, that sounds wonderful. So this thing has the same exact barrel profile, same exact barrel shape. It's just supposed to simply be a slightly hotter version of last year's bat, even more hot out of the wrapper, and they're telling me it should be pretty durable still, so if it doesn't break when I'm swinging it, that's a good sign. Oh wow, that's like almost pingier. But dude, that felt incredible. Okay, that was 103, very soft swing. Supra sounding. There's 110. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. If this can pop like a 116 or a 117, we'll give it a chance against the Supra. If not, we're not even gonna bother. Hit the foul pole. Oh. 110, dude, I didn't hit that great. Okay, I'm gonna go to last year's for one more. They do sound incredibly similar. The sweet spot feels a little tighter on this though. 101, 430. Hit that really well. 114, all right, that's a really good barrel. So yeah, I'm comfortable with that. If we can get 116, 117, I will give this a chance against the Supra. It reminds me a lot of the Supra, dude. There's 111. I still think it needs a lot more braking. That's nice. Okay, the bit 115. Wow, we got more in the tank. 115, 469. Okay, my initial observation, if anything, like they're really similar. The sweet spot does feel better on this bat, and I'm not just saying that because it's the new bat. Especially towards the hands, it feels nice, bro. Again, a lot like the Supra. Bro, like I'm getting that on the hands a little bit, which sounds crazy. 481 feet. That's hands again, bro. Catch the freaking barrel. That was so far. 109, 477. Hit the freaking barrel, Will. Okay, I want a 500 footer or 117 in the Crocs. $118.
Oh my gosh.
I like that. Dude, it's good. It feels so much like the Supra. It feels Like somewhere between last year's Cat X2 Composite and the Supra. I think it deserves a shot. I do want to look at the drop 8 real quick. So same bat, but the drop 8 version. And one issue I see a lot of in the U-Trip space is the drop 5 version of a bat is drastically hotter than the drop 8 version of a bat. You see that reflected in Perfect Game's ban of drop 5s in 12U. The drop 5s are crazy, that's no secret. However, very recently, bats like the Easton Dub and the Supra have their drop 8s every bit as good as their drop 5s. So I want to see if that's the case at all here. Dude, it's a little higher pitch, but that felt money. Bro, it felt so forgiving. 446. Bro, we are cooking. The barrel feels so good. I can tell it's not quite as hot yet. 462 feet. The barrel forgiveness is elite for a drop 8 though. Okay, last one. Dude, I think this is the real deal. 115 with a drop 8. All right, it deserves a chance. Supra, Reckless, bro, Marucci. You're having a year, bro. That is money. So we have established that the Reckless is indeed good. As good, if not, seems like it's even a little better than last year's Cat X2 Composite. But now we find out, is the Reckless truly great? It has to get past the Supra. We're gonna start with our drop 8s, then move into our drop 5s, and these all have pretty much 0 swings. That drop 5 has about 25, but both going pretty fresh out of the wrapper here. All right, let's open up here. So also keep in mind, for any U-Trip video we do, we use like a much softer baseball so we don't blow our bats up. From what I found, these are really safe to hit BP with on your U-Trip composite bats, because with BB core and wood, a lot of the time we're hitting our Bat Bros balls, those would blow these things up, so we don't want that. Okay, drop 8 Reckless, swinging hard. .110 with a drop 8 is very, very good. That felt money. Dude, this feels hot, 108. And if this does not break, it's kind of ridiculous that I'm swinging a drop 8, but it's holding up so far. That's a great sign. Oh yeah, 110.1. Perfect barrel. Bro, I'm telling you, with the drop 8, that is very good. We'll see what the Supra does, but no breakage right there. 109 to 112. All right, now we got the Supra drop 8. I've never hit with this bat. We'll give it a couple light break-ins. All right, let's run it. This feels money. All right, these both felt pretty dialed in about 10 swings. So let's open up with the Supra. That's a little off the hands. 108.4. That's really good. Oh no. 114.6 with a drop 8? I don't know if I've done that. $112. 113, bro. Let's check durability. Supra's looking good as well, even less hacks. Okay, we'll give the drop 8 one more hack here. It feels so good, but that's just nuts. $111, I pieced that, one more. God, it's so balanced though. It might even be more balanced than the Supra. I do notice this has quite a bit more handle flex than the Supra. The Supra is nice and stiff. 111, I hit that so hard. Dude, I think the Supra's hotter. Ah, not quite. Come on, baby. Yes! Did that break the bat though? No, it did not. 114.8, oh my gosh. Dude, we got a dogfight. We got to keep going. 114. 112. Marucci. I hit the snot out of that. It's so close. I've got the Supra barely. I just feel like the barrel's a little fatter. Let's throw the rings on, I guess. That sort of like visually demonstrates what I'm feeling. Just a little more room to miss, and it feels like you have a little more behind it on the Supra. All right, so for the drop fives here, this has a couple hacks on it, so we're gonna give the Supra a few break-ins, and we'll use a little bit harder baseball just to expedite the break-in here. All right, let's do this. Dude, this still sounds a little pingy. Like, dude, this is crazy. The Marucci and the Supra and the Dub are three of the first bats I've ever swung in U-Trip where the drop 8 is legitimately like as hot as the drop 5. It used to be like with the Icon, the Hype Fire, the Zen, the drop 5s were in their own league, and I can't really say that with those three. Dude, it really feels like the drop 8 and the drop 5 have the same barrel. That might be better. There's a barrel, 113. Dude, that was perfect. And we are still right around the drop 8. That's freaking barrel, 112. Dude, I was almost more impressed by the drop 8. Like, I'm not even kidding. Just like the drop 8. Very interesting. All right, going to the Supra, we still have not cracked 115. See one? That's a big old barrel. Bro, that wasn't even that good. 114. $114.8. $113.4. I kind of got under that. That's freaking far. $450. 115.4. Yeah, definitely a more impressive round from the Supra there. All right, so I gave both these bats absolutely everything I had. You can see how sweaty my hat is there. First thing I want to say is it's kind of refreshing to review these because on both the Supra and the Reckless, the drop 5 and the drop 8, for all intents and purposes, are the exact same bat. So you don't have to worry about one being way hotter than the other, like what we've seen with the Zen and Hype Fire and bats like that. They really are the same. The drop 8s are getting crazy good. Drop 8 and drop 10 always perform very similarly. So you can bet that the Supra and the Reckless, the drop 10s are gonna be absolutely dumb once you break them in. But overall, guys, like this felt so freaking nice. Just the Supra felt like it had a little more barrel, and it felt just ever so slightly hotter. And you know, I'm not gonna tell you that you're gonna be a way better hitter with the Supra compared to the Reckless. The margins are razor thin, but if you want me to pick what is technically the best bat between these two, I'm probably gonna pick the Supra over the Reckless. When in a game setting, the difference is gonna be pretty dang negligible, folks. So for drop 8 and drop 10 at the very least, I would very much stick to either like a Cat 8 or a Cat 7. If you need to go composite, I would definitely recommend either the Supra, the Icon, probably in order, I would say Supra, then Dub for your stronger hitters, then Reckless, then Icon. For drop 5, I would probably say Supra, then it gets kind of dicey because the Dub, the Icon, the Zen, the Hype Fire, and the Reckless, and the Axe Warp are all just right there. So this thing really seems to separate itself though. I mean, I think this is probably the king of U-Trip right now.